The answer is definitely not about adding 20% more budget into your Facebook ads campaign. It's not as simple as that, right? So there are only two ways to do this. In fact, there are only two things you should be focusing on. Fix what's not working, leverage on what's working. Like for example, the other day, we had an audit on a campaign that was, it was a Facebook ads for lead gen campaign. So what we did was we dive into the metrics and we realized, like the CPM for Instagram was so much higher for this brand because I think it's about the nature of business and all that. Sometimes a lot of people would say that Instagram is the better place. No, I mean, at the moment, yes, generally it is, but it may not be applicable to all the businesses out there. So sometimes you have to really analyze whether this is suitable for your business or not. So when we dive into the metric, we realize the CPM for Instagram was so much higher for the brand, and the CTR was so much lower. That has got to do with the placement distribution that Facebook was doing on Instagram for their brand, and it actually resulted a lot higher cost per result. I mean, as in the cost per lead, and eventually that's where a lot of budget was sucked into, and that actually kind of pushes up the overall cost per result. So what we did was we sort of broke the campaign into two ad set, and one on Facebook, one on Instagram, and we sort of balanced the budget at the start. We can actually always start with 50-50, and eventually if we really proven that the Facebook was doing better, then we can always move more budget into Facebook. So that's some tiny little things that you do that can actually change the campaign performance. You wouldn't know. So diving into the numbers, making sense of the numbers is really the next important homework Facebook advertisers like you should be doing, right? So that's one part. So that's really about fixing what's not working. And then we do reallocate the budget, in terms of like really pushing it to the place that was getting us better cost per result over there. So another example that we had, it was the other day, I was auditing another campaign, which is an e-commerce campaign. So what we did was we realized, oh, look, the number from the very front end until the middle part of it was really good. The CTR was really so well. I think we had about like 5% and 3% CTR, which is way above average, right? And then the CPM was really decent. I mean, people were actually are very responsive to the ad. That means, and it's not very expensive to reach the audience. In fact, it was really cheap. But why are we not getting a lot of sales from this one? Then we realized, oh, okay, then we dive into the next step and the next step. And then we realized, we had a big dive from where? From landing page view to content view. You see, when it comes to e-commerce, right, content view is important because landing page is where we drive people to, from the ad itself. So after the click, and the content view is where, let's say, if you bring people to a category page of multiple products, right? And content view means the number of people who click into individual products and to view whatever is in there. So if we have low content view, that means the steps follow will be very little, because we start from content view, then we will add to cart, and we have initial checkout. So that's the steps that follow, and of course purchase, right? So if the number really drop out, I think we had about like 100. Let's say take it like from 100 100 landing page view, I think we have gotten about like less than 30%, I think, which means about like 30 over content view. I mean, landing page to content view. I mean, the ideal one would be 1.5x to 2x and above. I mean, we have seen 10x, which is fantastic, because the more people see your product, the more likely they are going to add to cart and start buying. So that's the whole idea. So what we did was we fixed the landing. We tried to add in a little bit more stronger text, or clearer direction, to really tell people what we want them to do, and to emphasize on the offer that we were having. And of course, the next thing is we probably can fix the buttons. If the buttons, the color is not obvious and it's not inviting enough for people to just notice it and take action, then it's also a possibility that causes the entire campaign to go downhill, right? So that's how we fix. So basically, it's all about like diving into the numbers and knowing what's working and what's not working in your campaign. And just imagine, right, if we are able to increase, let's say now we are seeing 30%, what do we call content view, right? If we are able to push it to like 100, maybe 80, we don't really need to push it to 100. In fact, it's possible. In fact, let's say we push it to normal, like let's say 100 landing page view, 100 content view. That's about 60% increase in overall in terms of the content view. Do you think it's possible that we might get 60% more add to cart, 60% more initial checkout, and even purchase? So that's how we fix the number, and really increasing your sale by X number of percent is really not about increasing the budget. In fact, a lot of times increasing the budget is the last thing we do, because when we have a optimized campaign, increasing budget will probably only bring your campaign to the wrong direction. That's why, that's why we always encourage people to start looking at all the numbers and really leverage on what's working and fix what's not working. If that's what you are looking for, because if you're running ads, especially if you're planning to push your sale, right, this is the new year and you want to take it to the next level, before you do anything, it's really important for us to really look at what's working and what's not working and build a plan. So that's what we do, right? So if you want to do that, scan this QR code. You'll be landed on my Fiverr gig. Buy me a dinner. It's not free, of course. I mean, this is valuable, right? Buy me a dinner. Then what we will do is we will dive into your campaign over Zoom for 30 minutes or more. So here's what we do. All right. So you will share your screen. First thing first, I'll build a dashboard for you. I mean, if you have not really had a dashboard on your ads manager that's really truly yours, that's really pulling all the numbers that's related to your campaign and all that, so you have a bird eye view over there, right? So I'll build a dashboard with you. I'll help you make sense of the dashboard. I'll explain to you what's the connection between CTR and CPM and et cetera, so that you know how to read the dashboard. So that's the first thing. Second thing is, from this dashboard, we would actually draw, like what do we call identify optimization opportunities. You'll be surprised. It's actually quite fun to see and do, you see. So we draw all these optimization opportunities. We want to fix what's not working and leverage on what's working, right? And I'll build a plan. I'll give you 3 to 5 things you can do. Say, oh, let's tweak this, let's change this, let's optimize this and all that. So yeah, so you have a plan on how to take your campaign to the next level without even adding budget. That's the whole idea. All right, so if that's what you do, if that's what you want to do with me, scan this QR code and I look forward to work with you. If you like this video, remember to subscribe and I'll see you in the next one.